नमस्कार दोस्तों। आर्टिकल 14 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन 14 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ने इक्वालिटी को फॉर्मल तरीके से तो भारत में स्टैब्लिश कर दिया है, बट आपको क्या लगता है कि सब्सटेंशियल लेवल पर या इफेक्टिव लेवल पर, उसको सरल शब्दों में कहें ग्राउंड लेवल पर इक्वालिटी स्टैब्लिश हो पाई है? आई डोंट थिंक सो हो पाई है। एंड दैट इज द रीजन कि हमारे संविधान निर्माता थे वो बहुत ही दूरदर्शी थे, फॉर साइटेडनेस बहुत हाई थी उनकी। दैट इज द रीजन दे हैव इंक्लूडेड नॉट ओनली इक्वालिटी बिफोर लॉ बट ऑल्सो इक्वल प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ लॉ अंडर आर्टिकल 14 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। अब ये इक्वालिटी बिफोर लॉ जो है ये तो एक झटके में सारे लोगों को इक्वल बना देता है, सबको इक्वालिटी दे देता है, इक्वल ट्रीटमेंट की घोषणा कर देता है। बट इक्वल प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ लॉ एक लॉन्ग प्रोजेक्ट है। धीरे धीरे बाय गवर्नमेंट एक्शंस, गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसीज ये सब्सटेंशियल इक्वालिटी, इफेक्टिव इक्वालिटी को लागू किया जाता है। सो दोस्तों, आज अपन पढ़ेंगे द डिफरेंस बिटवीन इक्वालिटी बिफोर लॉ एंड इक्वल प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ लॉ। वेलकम टू श्रीराम्स IAS UPSC Prep, वेलकम टू दिस चैनल एंड welcome to the series Indian Polity through Mind Maps. Let's dive deep in our topic. Before we start, I would like to tell you about the one-to-one mentorship, and it's a free mentorship of Shriram's IAS. You can avail this opportunity if you have any doubt regarding preparation of your examination, any doubt related with any subject, strategy, scheduling, you can come to our expert mentors and you can talk to them face to face. If you have to avail this service, you have to fill the form which is given in the description of this video. Fill the Google form and you are welcome at Shriram's IAS. Now, equality before law and equal protection of law, the difference between these two things. And let's first take article number 14, equality before law. Now, equality before law is based on the very basic principle of equal treatment of all. All men are created equal, and that is the reason why everybody must be treated equally. Now, India do have a concept of nation. We have created this feeling of nationalism long back in the 1840s. This feeling of nationalism has came up. Then we have made a state and has given sovereignty to that state through the commencement of the Indian Constitution. Now the Constitution also establishes that all the citizens of this country must be equal irrespective of their religion, race, caste, sex, descent, domicile, anything. Law is going to treat everybody equally, and that is the reason why equality before law has been introduced as the concept under Article 14. It establishes formal equality. जो आपको वोट देने का राइट मिलता है, पॉलिटिकल इक्वालिटी जो आपको मिलती है, वो इसी ब्रॉड प्रिंसिपल के अंडर में मिलती है. I am not saying that specifically Article 14 is talking about right to vote, but right to vote also comes under the influence of right to equality. That is what it means. अब right to equality या formal equality citizens और एलियंस दोनों के लिए होती है क्या? आप देखिए, आर्टिकल 14 इज एक्सटेंडेड टू एलियंस ऑल्सो. इट इज नॉट ओनली लिमिटेड टू द सिटीजन्स ऑफ द कंट्री. दैट इज द रीजन व्हाई all must be treated equally. Means if you are going to make any law, the legislature makes any law, or the administration or the executive, it acts in one or the other manner, it must abide by the principle of equality. It's most important and it's the cornerstone of administration. Article 14 is not only limited to the citizen but is also extended to the aliens. Now, how to ensure this equality? How to ensure this formal equality? How the Constitution is doing it? If you see in the public employment, in the educational institutions, in the shops, in the restaurants, in the hotels. Now, if you have to access these places, अगर आपको यहाँ पर जाना है, आपको रेस्टोरेंट में जाना है, शॉप में जाना है, होटल में जाना है, पब्लिक एम्प्लॉयमेंट में पार्ट लेना है, so there shall be no discrimination at all. There shall not be any kind of discrimination. Article 15 clause number 2 साफ साफ बोलता है that there must not be any kind of discrimination on the basis of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth when it comes to access to these places. to the restaurants, to the hotels. And Article 16, it also provides that there shall not be any kind of discrimination, no discrimination on several bases when the state is going to take people for employment or for educational institutions. So Article 15, Article 16 also establishes some amount of formal equality, that it does not amount to any kind of discrimination. It means it prohibits, it will be a better word to say, prohibit any kind of discrimination on several bases. The basis which has been, a problem in India for a very long time, such as the religious division or the caste division in the country, must not be reflected in employment, must not be reflected in general way of life of the people. Now, irrespective of your religion, irrespective of your caste, you can go to public wells, you can go to ghats, you can go to shops, you can go to restaurants. Nobody can ask you what's your caste, what's your religion. There shall not be any kind of ban when it comes to access to these places. At the same time, the educational institutes, the employment, all of them must be open to all. That is what is formal equality. Okay. Now, there shall not be discrimination, we have already seen. And what does it supports? It supports abolition of untouchability and abolition of titles. Why? Untouchability has been one of the practice which is very dehumanizing practice, which is against the dignity of the individuals, dignity of the human beings. It is not decent, it is totally immoral. और बहुत लंबे समय से भारत के अंदर ये प्रैक्टिस जारी थी, चल रही थी. संविधान निर्माताओं ने इसको देखा और लीगली इसको बैन कर दिया. अंडर आर्टिकल 17 of the Constitution, it is prohibited totally, and anybody who practices this will be punished under law. This in one or the other way also establishes formal equality. That is what is equality before law. And abolition of title. The state must not give titles to someone. Means the state shall not create any kind of class, special class or special privileged class in the society. It is against the egalitarian principles of the society. So when we talk about equality before law, when we talk of formal equality, all these articles come together to form equality before law or formal equality in the society. But what about substantial equality, the ground level equality? What about the effective equality? भाई कुछ आर्टिकल्स डाल देने से और कुछ लॉ बना देने से या फिर वोटिंग राइट्स दे देने से या बोल देने से कि सबको एक्सेस है, क्या जो प्रैक्टिसेस जो ह्यूमन माइंड which has been conditioned or indoctrinated in such a way to discriminate against few castes, to discriminate against few backward classes, will that go? Will this equality be there in an effective manner on ground? In order to achieve that, there is another concept which goes beyond formal equality and which is the concept of substantive equality or effective equality. और ये सब्सटेंटिव और इफेक्टिव इक्वालिटी को लागू करने के लिए हमारे संविधान के निर्माताओं ने आर्टिकल 14 के ही अंडर एक और टर्म डाला, विच इज इक्वल प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ लॉ, which is based on the principle of preferential treatments to the marginalized sections of the society. Now, who are these marginalized section of the society? If you see the marginalized section of the society, scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, socially and educationally backward classes, women, children, EWS. अब लास्ट स्लाइड में अपन ने देखा आर्टिकल 15, आर्टिकल 16, आर्टिकल 17, आर्टिकल 18. All these articles are trying to create formal equality because they prohibit any kind of discrimination. And under Article 15, under Article 16, grounds are given on which the state must not discriminate. But यही same article दूसरे clauses में बोलते हैं that special preferences can be given to women and children. Special preferences can be given to socially and educationally backward classes. Special preferences can be given to scheduled castes and scheduled tribe. For children also special preferences can be there. Some kind of differential treatment can be there. Likes must be treated like. Those who are not there in the similar circumstances must not be treated likes. That is what is the basis of equal protection of law. It is totally based on the concept of preferential treatment to the marginalized sections of the society. अब mechanism क्या होते हैं इसके? This is the most important thing. This substantial equality or the equal protection of law can be achieved through affirmative actions and through reservations. What is this affirmative action? Some people also say that reservation is the part of affirmative action. I cannot deny and I cannot say they are wrong. But in a broader sense, because reservation is only to the educational vacancies and to the vacancies in the employment. But affirmative action is a very broad term. It's an American term, and affirmative action simply means that the government has to come forward and do something in order to help these sections of the society. And what should government do? Government is going to create facilities. Government is going to create condition. Through what? Through policies, through laws, through orders, through legislation, through so many mechanisms which the government has. Any kind of policy, a policy where you give some kind of scholarship to the downtrodden, some kind of scholarship to the marginalized sections of the society, a scholarship for the education of women, a scholarship for the empowerment of women, a scholarship which brings these people into the mainstream of society. And scholarship, it cannot only be there for education but also for skill development. Some kind of funding, some kind of seed funding which can help these sections of the society to start their own businesses, to start their own cooperative houses or self-help groups. Some kind of little funding, seed funding is required, and the state can provide that. Also, state can make facilities and condition for the broader skill development, advanced skill development of these sections of the society. तो होता यह है दैट आप अगर आर्टिकल 14 के अंदर इक्वालिटी बिफोर लॉ का ब्रॉड कॉन्सेप्ट और लागू करते और सिर्फ वही लागू करते, देन देयर वुड हैव बीन परपेचुअल inequality in the society, and that is the reason why the another concept of equal protection of law was equally important, that the government should come up. Everything cannot be done by the constitution. Although it's a living document, it changes with the changing society, it changes with the changing culture, but at the same time, it is the responsibility of the government of the day, which has been democratically elected, to do something, to create facilities and conditions in the society in order to bring substantial equality. आर्टिकल 15 के अंदर ही कुछ क्लॉजेस हैं, 16 के अंदर कुछ क्लॉजेस हैं, which in one or the other way points towards this preferential treatment, like reservations, like special treatment for women, for children, for scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, socially and educationally backward classes. So that's the basic difference between equality before law and equal protection of law. I hope you understood these concepts. You have understood the concept of formal equality and substantial effective equality, and how this equality before law creates formal equality, whereas equal protection of law creates substantial equality in the society. These things are also interlinked. When you say formal equality, I am not saying that it's not needed. That is the first step. It's the stepping stone on which the substantial equality will be created in the society. So thank you very much for joining me in this video. Have a nice day and Jai Hind.